Good morning, guys, and happy Thursday. It's about 7:30 a.m. here in Northern California, and I'm excited to get my day started. Yesterday, I had a great day. I took 6 inbounds and closed 4 applications for $3,500, all in one day, working 8 hours behind the screen and over 5 hours of talk time, ladies and gentlemen. Numbers don't lie, ladies and gentlemen. But you know what? Today's Throwback Thursday. And again, last week I was talking about artificial intelligence. How are you using artificial intelligence in your business? And on this Throwback Thursday, I was talking about, how I 22 years ago started selling final expense door knocking, going door to door, filling out an application, submitting applications. I used to have a briefcase with all kinds of paperwork. And I'm really showing my age here, but I used to have no GPS system. It was all a Thomasville roadmap, and boy, was I good with that. And then next thing you know, we're doing telesales, and all of a sudden, all that legal paper I used to purchase no longer, all the pens I used to buy no longer, that briefcase, now it's a relic somewhere in my closet because telesales changed the game. And here we are, AI, final expense. How are you using this tool in your agency, in your business? Do I believe that, is it going to totally, finish a life insurance agent? I don't think it's totally going to take out the human element, but I know for a fact, based on what we've done with artificial intelligence, myself and my partner Jody, it's going to enhance what final expense agents do at a major scale. The biggest issue is going to be compliance. Life insurance companies are going to step in and they're going to set up rules of how they govern artificial intelligence. It's only mandatory they do that. I also see that the Department of Insurance, they're going to also set up new guidelines, new setup, and it only makes sense. So compliance is very important. HIPAA is very important with that type of compliance because you're dealing with what? Private information. But again, how are you using artificial intelligence? For me and my agency, what we're doing with it is just mind-blowing. But mainly think of this. We have a lead generating system where we generate thousands of leads every single month. And for a lot of you guys that don't know, the lead quality is through the roof. These are people that are actually searching for final expense online, and they are initiating the call. And when they call, they are met by a live person to greet them, to talk to them about insurance. That is a fact. And we're doing very well with it. Like I said, yesterday I closed over 60% of the calls that came in. But let me share with you guys one of the tools that we're using to nurture calls that call our advertisements after all the agents have gone, because we have a very few amount of reps that work after 5 p.m. Pacific. But after hours, what do you do with all that marketing that you get from the overflow? Because people, sometimes they see an ad and they don't immediately call right then and there. They might take a phone number and then maybe later on in the day or in the evening or early on in the morning, they call in. Now what? AI is a game changer. And with that said, let me share with all of you guys, again, just a little teaser of what we are doing. Again, thanks to my partner, Jody. Macbeth, for again believing in this vision. But check out what we're doing. Lonnie, can you go ahead and I know last week I had you
Okay.
you had that experience, and today why don't you share with everybody one of our other tools that we have for all of our inbound calls that come in after hours. Go ahead
Okay.
and dial into the number that the advertisement is running. Go ahead and do it.
Okay. Dialing in now.
Calling Senior Life Insurance Company. Are you looking for a final expense insurance quote for yourself or a loved one?
Well, myself right now.
Our plans do not require medical exams. They are based on your responses to a few medical questions. To get started, may I have your name, age, and the city and state you live in?
Oh, yes. My name is Lonnie Brown. I'm 54 in Florida.
Thank you, Lonnie. Happy to speak with you. Before we proceed, do I have your consent to ask you some medical qualification questions?
Sure.
Thank you, Lonnie. I appreciate your consent. Let's begin with the first question. In the past 12 months, have you used tobacco in any form, including occasional use? Yes or no?
No.
Thank you for your answer. Now, for the second question, are you currently hospitalized, confined to a nursing facility, a bed, or a wheelchair due to chronic illness or
No.
disease?
No.
Thank you, Lonnie. Moving on to the third question, have you had or been medically advised to have an organ transplant or kidney dialysis, or have you been medically diagnosed as having congestive heart failure, CHF, Alzheimer's, dementia, mental incapacity, Lou Gehrig's disease, ALS, liver failure, kidney failure, or any terminal illness or end-stage disease? Yes or no?
No.
Thank you for your response. Now, for the fourth question, have you been medically treated or diagnosed by a medical professional as having acquired immune deficiency syndrome, AIDS, AIDS-related complex, RRC, or any immune deficiency-related syndrome, excluding HIV status, or tested positive for the human immunodeficiency virus, HIV, limited in scope to testing for the purpose of obtaining insurance? Yes or no? Question. Have you ever been medically diagnosed or treated for complications of diabetes, including insulin shock, coma, neuropathy, eye, nephropathy, kidney, neuropathy, nerve damage, pain, used insulin to age 50? Yes or no?
No.
Thank you for the answer. Now for the sixth question, have you ever been medically diagnosed, treated, or taken medication for renal insufficiency, kidney failure, chronic kidney disease, or more than one occurrence of cancer in your lifetime, excluding basal cell skin cancer? Yes or no?
No.
Thank you, Lonnie. Here's the second question. Within the past 2 years, have you had any diagnostic testing, excluding tests related to human immunodeficiency virus, HIV, surgery, or hospitalization advised by a medical professional, or for which the results have not been received? Yes or no?
No.
Thank you for your response. Now, for the eighth question, within the past 2 years, have you 8A been medically diagnosed or treated for angina, chest pain, stroke, TIA, cardiomyopathy, systemic lupus, cirrhosis, C, chronic hepatitis, chronic pancreatitis, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, emphysema, pneumonitis, or oxygen equipment to assist in breathing? Yes or no?
No.
Thank you, Lonnie. Now let's move on to the next of the eighth question. Within the past 2 years, have you had a heart attack or aneurysm, or been medically advised to have any type of brain or circulatory surgery, including but not limited to pacemaker insertion or defibrillator placement, or any procedure to improve circulation? Yes or no?
No.
Thank you for your answer. Now, for the final part of the eighth question, Within the past 2 years, have you been medically diagnosed, treated, or taken medication for any form of cancer, including basal cell skin cancer? Used illegal drugs, abused alcohol or drugs, had or been recommended by a medical professional to have treatment or counseling for alcohol or drug use, or been advised to discontinue use of alcohol or drugs? Yes or no?
No.
Thank you for that, Lonnie. Now let's move on to the ninth question. Within the past 3 years, have you been medically diagnosed or treated or hospitalized for stroke, angina, chest pain, attack, or circulatory surgery, or any procedure to improve circulation? Yes or no?
No.
Thank you, Lonnie. Now for the second part of the ninth question. Within the past 3 years, have you been medically diagnosed or treated or hospitalized for or taken medication for any form of cancer, excluding basal cell skin cancer, emphysema, chronic bronchitis, COPD, ulcerative colitis, cirrhosis, hepatitis C, or liver disease? Yes or no?
No.
Thank you for your response. For the final part of the ninth question, within the past 3 years, have you been medically diagnosed or treated or hospitalized for paralysis of 2 or more extremities or any neuromuscular disease or disorder, including but not limited to cerebral palsy, multiple sclerosis, seizures, or Parkinson's disease? Yes or no? Thank you, Lonnie. Now we'll move on to the last question. Within the past 12 months, you've been medically treated for, diagnosed for, or tested positive for the novel coronavirus COVID-19? Yes or no?
No.
Thank you so much for answering those questions. Honestly, Lonnie, that gives us a clear picture of where you are in terms of your health. Now, I want to mention that many people call us because they are concerned about the high cost of funerals and paying for final arrangements. You may know this living in Ormond Beach, Florida. The average funeral can cost anywhere from a few $1,000s for cremation to $5,000 to $20,000 for a traditional burial. That's a lot of money. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Thank you for your understanding, Lonnie. What we do here is twofold. We help you pay for those funeral arrangements in advance by setting up insurance. And the policy we issue comes furnished with a memorial guide called Purpose. This guide allows you to plan all of your final wishes in writing so that when the time comes, your family won't have to worry about those details. The insurance company will step in and pay the claim to cover the costs. Now, I'd like to share with you the features and benefits of your plan. The name of the insurance company is American Amicable, which has been paying claims since 1910. 115 years of reliability. Your plan is a permanent whole life insurance policy that is guaranteed for the rest of your life. Your monthly premiums will never increase, will never decrease. Most importantly, we pay our claims within 24 hours of receiving the required. The reason we process these claims so quickly is that we understand that most families don't have the funds for funeral costs. Losing a loved one is one of the hardest times in anyone's life, and we want to ensure that you can provide this last gift of love to your family. Now, I'm going to find 3 different plans you might qualify for today. Just give me a moment to pull up those rates, okay?
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's artificial intelligence, final expense. So you tell me, for all of you guys that are watching and listening, why aren't you not using this technology? And if you're using it, how are you using it to enhance your business? Because I don't believe that, you know, the human element will totally be gone. But again, just like many, many years ago, when I started knocking on doors, if you would have told me that I would have been on the telephone, I probably would have had a hard time believing it back in 2004 when I started. But there's one thing that I've always had, an open mind for new technology, an open mind to new ways of doing business. And telesales, again, we're killing it over the phone, selling insurance with the heartbeat and that desire. But if you don't take advantage of this amazing technology to help your business, I truly feel you're going to be left in the past. So if you guys would like to see a little bit more of how we're using AI, it's going to blow your brains on what it can do. Is it perfect? No. But I could tell you one thing, where it was at a year ago when me and my partner Jody started implementing AI in our company, and where it's at today, it is totally night and day. Call us up, check this out. If you are currently need leads, you need training, give us an opportunity. I'm starting agents at 130%, year one vesting, and you got leads, $55 inbounds. And we got Lonnie on here, Jimmy, Medina, Eric. These are reps that are selling insurance on a daily basis on our platform. So with that said, you guys have a great Thursday and see you guys at the top. Peace.